Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how I make my vegetable galette. Well, it's not just vegetable, I cheat a little bit with a bit of bacon. Let's get on with it anyway. Right, the first thing we need to do is make a tomato sauce. 2 tablespoons tomato paste concentrate into a bowl, and give a nice big squeeze of just some store-bought tomato sauce that goes straight in like that, and a nice good pinch of Italian mixed herbs. Really simple, really easy. Give that a nice good stir like that, and those herbs have little chili flakes in them as well, which is even better. So here I've got a red pepper, and I'm just going to slice that up really nice and thin as you possibly can. I'm just going to set that aside as well. Right, so it's going aside. I've got a zucchini. Just going to top and tail that. Just basically cut the ends off. Make sure you give it a good wash too. And I'm just using my mandolin to slice this really nice and thin. So we want all our vegetables to be really nice and thin so it'll cook evenly and nicely. There you go. Look at that beautifully cut zucchini. Ah, yum. Right, set that aside. Now, here I've got a red onion. I'm just doing the same. I'm just going to slice off a couple of slices, then I can remove the skin from the outer. I can then put that in an airtight container, and it'll keep in the fridge for around about 7 to 10 days. I've got a small sweet potato or kumara, and cut that in half. I'm going to peel that. Make sure we get rid of all of that peel. Right, they can go, and I'm just going to slice that on the mandolin as well. How easy is this so far? It's almost like arts and crafts, isn't it? All right, there's our sweet potato or our kumara, and we can set that aside as well. So here I've got 2 sheets, or 4 sheets actually in total, because I'm making up 2 of these galettes, and I'll let that defrost a little bit. I'm just using a fork to blend those sheets of pastry together. It's just a puff pastry, just bought from the store. So just run your fork down like that, and it will sort of glue these pieces of pastry together quite easily. Ah, yum. And this is a really nice, easy dish, great in summer too. So in a nice big bowl, I'm adding in my sweet potato, my zucchini, that goes in, and the other thing I'm going to add is all of that capsicum and the onion. Very, very simple, all into the one bowl. Give it a nice sprinkle with some vegetable stock powder. Try and get a low salt one if you possibly can. We don't want this over salted. I'm just going to sprinkle that over. A nice amount of oil, olive oil is the best. Sprinkle that over, and all we need to do now is just toss that around like we would do a salad. Just get all of those vegetables coated in that oil and the stock powder, and that's going to give us our beautiful seasoning for everything on this dish. Right, our tomato sauce, I'm just using a cake spatula, a cake decorating spatula, or an icing spatula, and we're just going to paint on a nice thin layer of that tomato sauce, but leave that around about ½ an inch to an inch in from the edges. We don't want it all the way to the edge. Alright, so we just do that, and all we need to do now is arrange our vegetables as you please. It doesn't matter how you put your vegetables down, just make sure it's a nice thin layer, and try and get onion, capsicum, the sweet potato and the zucchini all evenly distributed all over our pastry like that. Very, very, very simple. All I'm going to do now is get the edges that we did not paint, and we're just going to fold that over like that, and make sure we get all 4 edges nice and sealed over. And that's going to give us a nice little containment type situation, and that pastry is going to puff up and look absolutely amazing when we cook this. So just fold those over. There we go, there's our first one, and we'll have to do the same with our second one, which I've just done there. Now I'm going to sprinkle this over with a little bit of bacon. Why? Because I love bacon. Everything is better with bacon. You don't have to. If you want to keep this 100% vegetarian, by all means you can, but this is what I decided to do for this particular recipe, and as that cooks off, it'll just render that bacon fat into everything. Now we're just going to cover that with some cheese. I'm just using a pre-bought shredded tasty cheese. You can use whatever you like. You could use a mozzarella, you could use pecorino, parmesan, it doesn't really matter. Use a cheese of your choice, but if it melts really well, that's a really good point. It'll just soak into all of those vegetables. My oven is sitting at 190 degrees. They're going in until the vegetables are tender. That is going to be somewhere around about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. And once it's done, it can come out and it looks like that. Doesn't that look inviting? Now, just get some fresh basil leaves and just put those over the top, just like that. And this meal is great, or this dish is great, whether you have it hot or whether you have it cold. It doesn't really matter. It just tastes amazing. Look at that. Beautiful vegetable galette with bacon. Alright, all I'm going to do now is going to cut this up for serving. I'm just going to cut it down the lengthways like that. And make sure each piece gets a little bit of that basil, because that basil is so refreshing. It just cuts through all of those other flavours. It's a little bit like a pizza, but because of all the vegetables, it's not. Alright, so I'd like to see you try and make this one at home. Really quick, really simple, really easy. If you like this video, hit that like button. Gives me confidence. Should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell. You'll be notified every time a new video goes up. Well, maybe. We'll see. But more importantly, if you want to learn how to make these great little meals that I do, you need to come and join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I'm off to eat my vegetable galette with bacon. I will catch you next time.